That's where you guys are based, eh? Or is that like headquarters, HQ?
It's based where I'm based in Durban. That's where I started it. And
Yeah.
then I had, this was in 2016, but Marcel had just come down from Joburg. And
Mm.
I hit him up. I'm like, dude, you know quite a bit about Joburg. I'm starting this
Yes.
thing. It's a podcast. I'm interviewing artists. Come through, dude.
Yes. Yeah.
Marcel's back in Joburg, eh? So
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
he's he's gonna be trying out things that side.
Only one in Durban, man. Oh man, they should come visit you, bro. You're all alone down there. It's good branching out for taking the initiative to like cover more than a few spaces
Yeah, for
because South
sure.
Africa is big, dude. We've got a big music scene. There's a lot of spaces to
It's
cover.
massive.
Like you still need to take Cape Town as well, Stellenbosch, and Pretoria is like also it's like it's close to
Quite
Joburg,
sick.
but there's like an entire different organism compared to Joburg and
Yeah.
Pretoria. So
Dude, I need to do an introduction for you. I mean, we for for
mm,
for for the people that are watching at home. Yeah, obviously you tuned into Sledge Underground with Nasi Pizwani, founder of the podcast, and I've got Wessel, the creator of Dystopia. He's the organizer of a few gigs, keyboardist, and one of the legends in Double Sun. I've had your team on the show before when they were down here in
I
Durban a
know,
few
I
years
know,
back.
I know,
Really
I
awesome
know.
guys.
It was a few years back,
Really
yeah.
awesome guys.
Ach, Dystopia is not really that active anymore.
Why?
I don't know. Like we had a blog spot for it to like write like articles and stuff on the thing, and it just
Yeah.
people don't read stuff anymore. Like people just doom scroll. They need 10 seconds of something to just consume, and then that instantly needs to go in your brain. I'm not gonna write a 600 word page for you to read, and
Yeah.
then I go on the blog spot and I literally look at those views. I'm seeing like 14 people maybe open the page, but 14 people actually read my entire article that I wrote. So
I feel like anything that isn't really mainstream, it's gonna be a lot of work, but like less. What can I say? You're not gonna reach as many people to sort of mitigate the hard work that you
yeah,
put into it. But I feel like some things help, bro. Like one of the things because I do a lot of research with what I'm doing with Sledge, and one of the things that I've
yes,
found is that uh, doing like a blog actually helps a lot with SEO, so like discoverability. So if you, as
definitely.
much as people don't read the stuff, but it's like if
Mm.
you were to cover, I don't know, the best top five Pretoria venues or something like that, and then you
Yes.
put it up, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna get click. You're gonna get traffic. So, no, definitely. I actually
Mm,
wanted to like move the website over from Blogspot to like its own website, own domain, and make it
yeah,
a bit more fancy, more easily readable, and stuff like that. So, yeah, it basically started with me and my one mate. We went to like Endless Days. So it's used to be this festival they had
yes,
in Silverstromstrand. You know about
Cape
Endless
Town.
Days, yeah. In Cape Town,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I,
I
I can't
checked.
believe I only catched like the last two festivals. I was there 2018 and 2019, but it started from like 2014. So we went there and like we were in the crowd and we are like, why isn't there any like sort of a historical archive where you can read about up? Well, there probably was. We just didn't do our research. But then we decided to call
Yeah,
it Dystopia and start a blog and then basically sort of like a gonzo journalism aspect, like being going to the show, like trying to get backstage, speaking to the artist, like actually living in the moment and then writing an article about that just to I just wanted the thing to be an archive at the end of the day. Like one big massive fucking
yeah,
Jedi archive that you get in Star Wars where people can go read up about the music scene. Because we don't really have that in South Africa in a way. Like I don't think if I can go to a
true.
database and check up bands in the 1960s, how it was here or whatever.
Yeah, dude, it's important work, bro. But I don't know if you felt like the same, or one of the reasons why maybe it's discontinued as well. Did it maybe start feeling like graft? Because that's where I'm at with Sludge at the moment, bro. Like,
100%, dude.
it's
Yeah,
so
it
much
was more like
work, bro. Like, it starts off,
mm,
yeah.
you need that positive feedback. And you feel like you're
Mm,
just
mm,
pushing stuff into the ether and like what's happening to it, like am I getting those clicks? But you guys definitely are like
mm.
Sludge Underground, you're doing your job well, like especially transitioning to like the shorts and the reels and stuff. That's also a way
Is it?
to make like a gateway portal to your bigger stuff.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, bro, it's so much graft. It's a lot of graft, bro. Like, I was just staying like weekends, bro. Like, if I had to break down for you, like, I started studying law last year. This is my second year
Yeah,
now, and I've
you gotta
because
balance
that
that
is so
with this.
demanding. Yeah, I gotta balance that, bro, because that's also like super
Mm.
demanding. And then what I find now is that midweek I've got work, and then I study like late afternoon, and then
Yeah,
weekends. I'm not sleeping because Friday I'm doing like I'm editing reels where if I have to do quickies and
Editing
I have
reels,
to
all that
batch
stuff.
like batch produce and it's yeah, but
You should
you do what you
outsource,
gotta
man.
do, bro.
Start outsourcing that shit, dude, and just
I'm thinking
curate
of
it.
doing now, honestly, bro.
Just be the
Yeah,
filter
yeah,
and
yeah. I'm
quality
thinking
control and outsource that shit. You can go to
for sure.
Fiverr. Fiverr is a great website. Pay five
Oh yeah,
dollars
yeah,
and
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
do all the
And
stuff for
get that
me. But
stuff
yeah,
out
I
there.
get it, dude. It's
Yeah,
hard work, eh? It's hard work. Not for like a lot of people. People don't actually understand what the hours goes into like editing every
goes
reel,
into
like
it. Yeah.
the posts, the copyright, all that stuff.
Yeah, would we get Dystopia coming back maybe in the near future? Like you guys are doing like such an amazing job, bro.
Yeah, the page is still there. I think like Luke is handling the stuff now. I want to talk to the guy and like maybe like see if we can start writing stuff now again. I just do it for fun,
Yeah,
more like a hobby, something like that. But yeah, currently I'm
yeah.
more focusing my resources on. I'm working with the guys from Planet Caravan now. So yeah,
Nice, dude. Oh, bro, you guys have
yes,
something
yeah,
amazing going. I think we sent you guys a shout out. Marcel and I did an episode about 2, 3 months back, I think.
yes,
And
yes.
there was like is Johnny involved somehow as well? Like I think I've seen him
Lucas is involved. Yeah, he
pushing it a
helps.
lot as well.
He's like our minister of gears. He
Oh,
brings the jewels
nice,
and
bro.
everything. Ach, and he also he's got some great ideas on how to stimulate the local scene and stuff, and also helps with curating
Yeah.
lineups and stuff like that. So yeah, he's a big addition to the team.
Yeah. So with you guys and your setup, like who's sort of involved?
It's me, Johnny. Then we have Mia, that sort of like she's the CEO. She like does the main stuff,
Nice.
checks everything. We got Steph. You can go check her illustration. She does most of the posters for Planet Caravan. Circuitrix, go check her out. She does amazing work.
Is it like
And yes,
CIX on Instagram?
yes,
Oh, dude, that
CIC dot. Yeah,
she's
I think it's
amazing.
CIC dot tricks or something. Yeah, she does. Yeah, dude, she does a lot of posters. And Marius that plays in Crash in the Void. He also helps out with a lot of the
Yeah.
video editing and stuff like that. He does all the video and sound. Like, yeah, he's very good with that. But yeah, mostly I help
Yeah.
with like curating lineups, and I've got this like series of bands that we call it Girls Just Wanna Have Fuzz. So I try to
Mm.
run that like quarterly, get a nice lineup, and I try to do it in Pretoria because we don't really have a series of stuff that happens there. Sometimes Railway, sometimes Joburg, it can differ. But yeah, that's what I do for Planet Caravan.
I saw that you also run a bank as well, bro. Like you do bank events, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yeah,
Some
yeah.
things
Ach,
that you
I
do.
used to work with Stefan in bank events. Ach, but we went our separate ways now currently. So he's doing acoustic shows at Boiler Room and stuff like that. But at the time that I worked with him at bank, it was pretty fucking epic. Like, yeah, we had some proper jewels, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine, bro. And as someone who's been, dude, you've cited there, in the submission, you love the Cape Town scene. We spoke of your endless days.
Yes.
We spoke of,
Mm.
Pretoria, Joburg. You mentioned loving Durban as well.
I went to Durban with a few mates for it was the Jim Bean sessions that they had, and it was the last show at the Winston pub.
Oh, you were here.
Yeah, I was there, bro. It was Hated
No
Related and
way.
Black Math and Saturn Sun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it was, yeah, Saturn Return. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Saturn Return, yeah. Ach, Durban's got a beautiful scene. Like, just compared like our entire country. Like, people sort of get like this negative trant of going on for like, oh, the scene is dead. We don't have gigs. Nothing's happening. But if you look at it from a bigger picture, like what went down pre-COVID, during COVID, and now it's sort of like a volcano erupted, and the soil is now becoming fertile again, and the small plants are growing out and everything. So it's coming back, definitely. Looking at it from a holistic view. So
Which would you say is the best scene right now in Durban? I mean, not in Durban, in South Africa.
ach, dude, I think Cape Town are killing it. I'm not gonna choose my hometown because I see the same same lineups at the same venues. So I'd rather choose Cape Town because they've got more of everything. They got their hardcore bands, they got like their rock and roll, they got like the punk bands, they got their psychedelic rock and stuff, and they also got a lot of venues. So in Cape Town, it always used to be like venues ask you to play. You don't ask venues to play because I think they've got that
Yeah.
sweet spot of right amount of bands. Up here in the north, and I don't know how it is in Durban, it's more like hammering on venues, asking them like, can we play? When can we play? And it's like, you played last week. Like you can't play again for the next month or so because we got a roster of other bands that we got to accommodate. So
Yeah.
it's a lot different. But yeah, ach, and the way the people handle it there, they're super nice, very chilled. I think they're all fucking vampires. This is a conspiracy, but there's some weird motherfuckers down there. I can tell you that.
Some of the guys from I recently had an interview with the guys from Jasper Dan, and
Yes,
they were talking about how they're in Joburg. They were telling me about how they sometimes struggle to get gigs up there because apparently there's like a whole lot of like segregation. People are like in their own little units and stuff. Is that true? Like, what's happening up in Joburg,
100%.
bro?
100%, 100%. Well, not just Joburg in general, but I also think like it's difficult for you to tour as a band because now you're coming here like, okay, I want to play at the Irish. Let's say, for instance, okay, you're from Cape Town. Okay, are you going to bring people? Because the bands that have been constantly playing here that we know, they pull a crowd for the venues. This is just like looking at it from the venues perspective and the bands and stuff. So I can agree with a way that they say they feel a bit segregated. It's difficult for you to tour, and it shouldn't be like that in your own country. You can do it, you can pull it off, but I definitely agree with you. People are in their own certain pods where they don't really want to. Don't step on my venue.
Do you feel it's more conducive for a band to focus on festivals or the local pub every weekend?
It's good to compare those two because if you look at festivals, that's more bang for buck. It's a bigger event. You're gonna have a more I think a bigger reach. The festival is more confined to its own sort of space. And you got that one stage, you got that lineup. You're gonna get more fans there that come maybe for the headliners and you're maybe second or third on the act. And now you get two or three fans that miraculously just stay after that one band that they watched and now they see you as well. Festival is
Yeah.
difficult to get on the lineup because obviously we've got this massive bubble of like massive headlining acts that are sort of taking up the festival. It's a lot of money hosting a festival. I can understand that from the organizer's perspective. You can't make a loss. Like I can't hold a festival
Mm.
with five bands that each have probably 100 likes on Facebook. It's difficult. But
Yeah.
playing constantly venues in your own scene, it's also good. You're creating your own like space there where you can thrive and whatever. But I think you should find the sweet balance. So for Double Sun, for instance, we try to say yes for every gig because it's like that. A gig is a gig, and you got to play. But we try to balance it between playing a few gigs and then taking time off to create content and then trying to get on a festival. I think as a band, you need, or as an artist, solo or band, try and get on a festival. You have to. It's going to do wonders for you.
Mm.
And also try playing regularly in your local scene. Don't just go stagnant for 6 months and just keep writing or whatever. Go to an open mic or hop on a lineup or whatever. But yeah, keep it casual.
You mentioned having to take time aside to do like social media content and so on, bro. Do you guys have like a schedule or something? Because with like with Sludge, for example, I feel like it's a lot simpler because it's like we're doing interviews, so it's like you can get someone every week. Whereas
Yes,
as a band, social media, I feel like it's quite difficult because you need to, besides photos from like gigs and maybe the odd video
yes,
that you take, to keep that consistent, bro. Like, what are you guys doing? How are
yes.
you guys mitigating that as Double Sun?
Obviously we've got like our bassist. He does our bassist and guitarist. They do the social media on the Instagram and stuff like that, and we try to get content from there. But I think it depends on like what band you are or artist you are. Like, are you taking it very seriously? Are you just gonna post like fucking black and white pictures constantly, and you only have five posts and you keep removing your shit, and you're trying to look so obscure, or are you gonna post 20 stories every day? You definitely got to work towards a schedule. So we've sort of like organically gotten into that schedule of like, okay, play gigs. We got enough money to go record now. We're writing some songs. Then we go and record. We do a music video. Then we're trying to get content. So we try to space it out. You gotta keep it consistent. It's difficult to just release shit, play one gig, and then be stagnant for 6 months. You're also going to fall out of routine. Like working at Sludge as well, dude. If you take off for 4 months, it's difficult to get back in that step as well. And constantly recording content or bringing out music or whatever. If you work hard for 3 months, every second week you have something, That's posting for the rest of the year. If you look at it, if you space it out evenly nicely, and then you don't burn out.
I saw a post recently, a couple of days back, but by the time this releases, it'll probably have been like maybe a month or so, by Thomas Hill, where he was just mentioning the state of things and how there's a shortage of venues. And then he opened up an
Yes.
opportunity for people to open up their own,
Yeah, I saw the
their own
post as
cigar
well.
bar. What are your thoughts on it in general?
Don't open a venue. You're gonna lose all your hair, and you're gonna fucking want to kill yourself, and you're gonna have high blood pressure. It's not that easy. But if you have the capital and the money, getting a venue license, or getting a live venue license in the first place is one of the most difficult fucking things ever. If you have like millions of rands and you can do some dodgy deals, I don't know what, then you're sorted. But opening a venue, you're going to make a loss for your first year. You're barely going to break even in your second year, and then you'll probably see profit by the third year. So if you don't have enough turnover, like during the week and stuff like that, how are you going to pay bands? It's difficult. You're going to have to generate enough profit to be able to pay your bands. And we there's not enough like sponsorships anymore. Like you used to have the Jägermeister tours and SAB giving a boatload of money for bands and whatever. But I applaud Thomas's post, but from my personal side, I wouldn't do it personally. But if you want to do it and you have the money, talk to Thomas.
Do you think maybe some of the responsibility rests on like the municipality? Well, not the municipality, the what is it? The Department of Arts and Culture. I mean, they should be
Department
pretty
in
much
Arts and
active when
Culture
it comes
needs
to these sort of things.
to they need to pull up their socks, man. Arts and culture is a massive thing. Not just rock and roll shows or metal shows or whatever. Arts and culture in general is a massive part of our country, and that needs to be. You could play overseas and be paid a monthly like government grant for being an artist. It's super difficult. If you look at all the artists, everybody has a day job or something or some hustle.
Mm,
We can't just purely
that's
thrive
true.
on music. In the other hand, if you're like a very super massive fucking group that asks 125 grand a show, then it's fine. We should get a union or something, I don't know, and pay like money into a kitty. I know like Paul Goyer from ATFN, he runs Asylum Studios. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he had this idea of everybody, like it's sort of like a stockfile idea or whatever, but like every band or member pays a monthly membership fee, and then we sort of rotate everyone, sponsor them a tour through the entire country, sponsor their venues, all the stuff like that. So it's a good idea, but I think in a way there is an answer to some initiative to sort this out.
Mm, mm. Oh, that's a very valid point, bro. But also, I'm just imagining all the admin. Like, who would even keep this cash, bro? I don't know how many O's you can like trust in the scene, bro.
Yeah, 100%. That's the same thing
Like,
I wanted to say now. We shouldn't opening up a new department in this country is sort of like difficult. You got to look at corruption and stuff, and yeah, dipping your fingers into the honey pots and shit. Yeah, people do that.
yeah, exactly, bro. Listen, we spoke a bit about Bunk. You having done that in the past, and you have actually like
Yes.
handled some of your own events as well.
Hmm.
What are the fundamentals of like a really good event?
So how I usually go about it is choosing the right date is very important. So I usually look at the first week of the month or the last week of the month, preferably after the 25th. This means like everybody's hitting payday, everybody has money so they can buy tickets. So if you have it that first week of the month or the last week after the 25th and it falls on the right date, having stuff in the middle of the month is a bit difficult. You can do it, it's possible, but you have to like book it way in advance and market the shit out of that thing. Second thing is to not have a lot of bands on the lineup. It's difficult to go to a show and you have seven bands on the lineup. When are you going to start? You're going to If you start on a Friday, you can't start 5 o'clock because most of the venues you got to stop playing by 11 or 12. So I usually stick to three bands, maybe possibly four, and I try to line it up as like I don't know if you've seen those YouTubers where they do those reaction videos where they put in the corners all the letters, what's like the tiers. So I
Oh
try to do
yes,
like the
yes,
same
yeah.
thing with the bands. Yes, like put an S tier band in there and then like or A class, B class, and then C class. And maybe try and give a local band that doesn't have a big following like sort of an opportunity to play the gig. Like tell them like, listen, we're not going to give you a door cut, but we'll give you a bar tab, and you guys can open for this amazing lineup. And 100% of the time they'll say yes, but obviously don't undercut them. And yeah, I split it three ways. Other people prefer to give percentages to certain bands or whatever. Get a decent poster. Market it months. Months is like awesome to do it, but if you want to do it like a few weeks before the show, good luck, because you got to let people know about that. Sponsored ads also works and stuff. Yeah, and try to put it everywhere. Like force it down people's faces. I even print for shows like small flyers, and I walk around and put it on cars and parking lots, and just throw it everywhere so people will get the attention of the gig. Yeah, and ask the bands to help you as well. You can't do it alone.
That's actually a point I wanted to actually, get your insights on, because I was watching another podcast recently, and it was about essentially what was happening. There were artists that were being booked in the Eastern Cape, right? And these
Mm.
are prominent artists, and the event organizers were complaining. They were like, okay, so we got this guy, we paid him his fee to come out, and we asked him if he could promote the event on his social media pages and all that there, and he rejected us, and we don't like how he conducted himself and all of that there. And then when these guys were breaking it down on the podcast, what they were saying was essentially, when you book an artist, you are booking them to come and play. Their social
Yes.
media followers is a separate thing. Like, they if I'm a social media influencer, and I also happen to be in a band, you pay me to come play at your venue, at your gig. Essentially, what they were saying was, the professional way is that if you want me to also then post about your show, that's a separate fee, because I'm now giving you access to my people, whereas you want me to play at
Yes.
your show. What's your take on that?
No, that's bullshit, man. Come on. How are the people gonna know you're gonna play?
Before, that is what I thought as well, the way that you're saying, but I sort of see where they're coming from, because I've got like fucking a million followers or something on Instagram.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
it's almost like, that's like another service now. Now I'm promoting your event for you, whereas you need me type vibe. Do you see what I don't know, dude? I felt
I understand
maybe
where
there's
they're
like
coming
some
from. Like it's
balance.
it's extra work or whatever, but I mean at the end of the day, okay, this is where you're looking at it. If you're being paid a fixed fee, I understand that. Say you're a big
Yeah,
band and you're getting paid a fixed fee. If you're a small band
yeah,
and you don't market where you're playing and you're playing for a door fee, you're not gonna get money. I understand where you're coming from asking a lot, like please every day post, every day post, every day post. That gets a bit out of hand. I understand that, but it's not that
yeah.
difficult to accept the collaborative post on your fucking Instagram page. It's not that difficult.
You've shed a lot of light on it, because I think there are certain things that work on like different levels. Maybe mainstream artists, because this was like a mainstream thing. And it's like, as I'm
Yeah.
saying, this dude had like 1.3 million followers, and he's running his page and sort of curating it in a certain way. So it's almost like now it's an add on.
Yeah, it's difficult to do that. Yeah, especially when everybody needs to start working together. But if you're a big artist and you got a big following, by all means, you got the right to ask them like, listen, I'm doing extra work. Yeah, I got to get paid more. I understand that. I'm for that. But if you are in a small scene, rather not, yeah, work together.
I want to get your insights on the Mount Rushmore of each scene.
Dude, this is a very you're fucking loading this question to me because I'm I don't listen to a lot of genres. I only listen to very genre specific stuff. But if I could say now, look out for Joburg, Pretoria wise, look out for Crash in the Void and Double Sun. Shameless plug, thank you very much. Look out for the Chance, Threes and Sevens, Walk These Skies. There's so many people to name. Joburg wise, I'd look out for Earfurt and Rough Magic. From Durban side, I love Poster Boy. Are you wearing the shirt? You're wearing the shirt. Look out for
Hey,
Poster Boy,
shout
guys.
outs.
Yes, those are nice homies. Cape Town, Mosquitoes, Suenos. There's some nice Afrikaans underground shit like Karel Kraines. And yeah, that's all I can think about now. But go on your pages and like follow and look at similar stuff and just follow everyone. And if you go on like your local band
Yeah.
Spotify account. Scroll down and look at the similar bands and give those ones a try. You never know what you're gonna get.
If we were to have sort of like a band Olympics, what's the one band you would pick to go represent South Africa?
Probably the band that can drink the hardest and do a lot of rock and roll drugs. I'd say Rough Magic. Those guys are fast. They can do everything with precision, and they've been evading cops for like years and shit. So I'd send those guys. They do everything to the 100% of my extent. Yeah, I'd be very very. I'd be their coach. It would be if I could be the coach and take them overseas, do the band Olympics. I'd take Rough Magic. Yeah.
Nice, bro. That's absolutely brilliant, bro. Let us know what's happening in the future. Let's start with Planet Caravan. What's coming up? What can we expect from you guys?
Planet Caravan, we've got Invader Express. Volume 3 is probably going to happen later this year. Double Sunwise, we've got a gig in Potchefstroom at Stroomfest. We're also playing Invader Express for Planet Caravan, but on the 6th of September, if you are in the Northwest Province, please come protect us so we don't get stabbed. Dystopia, we're probably going to do shit in the future. And yeah, just keep the socials, put that subscribe notification bell, and you'll see what's going on.
Sweet, bro. And where can people reach out to you on social media and all that?
My Instagram handle is filth.wizard2049. I don't know why. It used to be a gamer tag profile, or just search for Wessel. You can find me through Planet Caravan or Double Sun as well. And yeah, if you see me, come say hello. Don't worry, I'm not that scary.
Thank you so much for joining me on this, man. It's
Thank you
been
so
really
much for having me.
insightful.
This
I've
was
learned
really
a lot.
fun. I really
No way.
appreciate it. Yeah,
Nah, bro. I really appreciate it as well, bro. And to the audience, thank you for tuning
100%.
into this awesome episode. It is up on our website, www.sledgeunderground.com. Do remember to get some of that merch on sledgeunderground.store. That is where we absolutely have, beanies, caps, everything that you're looking for. Remember to go and support Planet Caravan, Double Sun, everything that Vessel is doing, and Carte Blanche as well. And yeah, continue supporting the scene, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. It's bye for now.